Hello, how you doing? Today we're going to take a look at looks like a mini documentary from Vice Sports, and the title is "The Australian Bringing Former NFLers to Aussie Rules." Um, and I think it was made about 9 or 10 years ago. This video was recommended to me by one of my uh, subscribers from the channel. He's been supporter of the channel for a long time, and he's requested this, and I'm going to do it, and I appreciate his patience. You know who you are. I'm getting to it now, and I appreciate you reminding me to do it, because it does look interesting, and it's something I've thought of, it's something I've thought about just because, I'm in the U.S. and growing up with football, and growing old with football as well by now, and never knew about Aussie Rules football until 3 or 4 months ago. Um, it's just not known here at all. It's amazing, but it's not. So I have some thoughts on this premise about American football players playing Aussie Rules and Aussie Rules playing American football and that kind of thing. But I'll leave those thoughts for a little bit later because I want to see what this is about. So let's take a look. If you like the video, if you like the channel, please subscribe, comment, like. That would be great. So let's get to this. The Australian bringing former NFLers, former NFL players, I assume, to Aussie Rules from a channel called Vice Sports. Let's take a look.
Why would American football players want to go to Australia? Opportunity. The likelihood of them graduating NCAA and going to the NFL are minimal. It's less than 1%. They spend their whole lives grooming themselves for a career in professional football, and yet most of them will never see the inside of an NFL stadium as a player. And there's been no American that's gone down and conquered this.
He just said there's been no American who's gone down. I know there's Mason Cox. Maybe that came after this. Mason Cox, I know, was a former basketball player, not a football player. I'm not sure if he's the only American to play.
Having an obsession is that never say die attitude. When people tell you that this won't be done, this can't be done, that I'm crazy, you go through them. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and remain focused on your vision and your ultimate goal.
That is outstanding. Hooks it round the corner. What a goal from Tufnella.
He's had four. You've got to kick a goal after that run.
Oh, no.
Yes!
What a grab. That's on the highlights reel forever.
It's a goal to Bird. It's a win to the Swans with a second remaining.
Miro.
My name is Miro Gladovic. I'm the creator of American Footy Star.
American football
When I came to the
players.
US 10 years ago, I was just blown away that 99 out of 100 people had never heard of this sport, had never seen it on TV.
He said 99 out of 100. I think it's more like 999 out of 1,000 because I don't know why, because I see it now. It's such a great sport, but it's just not seen here. It's not known here.
Didn't know that it existed. I mean, that to me was just incomprehensible. Australian rules football is a hybrid. It's a hybrid of soccer, rugby, American football, volleyball, and basketball. It calls on all your skill sets, the ball's constantly in play, and it's very high scoring. When I started out with my guys here in LA, I was just blown away by the athleticism. These guys are world-class athletes. This is what I was looking for. I didn't want mediocre athleticism. I wanted to start with superior athletes. Our guys were demolishing AFL time sprints, 20 meters, vertical leaps, repeat sprints, I mean, you name it. It gave me a lot of hope that...
I don't know. Those Australian rules football guys are good athletes. I don't know if they were demolishing the standards.
I'm not so crazy after all.
I find that hard to believe.
It's going to be a team building exercise, having these phenomenal ex-NCAA football players as part of your preseason. I mean, athletically, they are far superior to anything that the AFL has ever seen. But that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you?
Now, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. That far superior to anything the AFL's ever seen. I don't know. That seems to be stretching it.
Have him out there. There's no risk to you guys, no cost involved. We'll take care of their airfares, accommodation.
Let me reach out to over 50 games on athleticism. That's interesting. I would have thought someone would be interested at least in taking a look or, If you're from Australia and you're a fan of Aussie Rules football, does this surprise you that no one would be interested? You know, even for even for a publicity stunt. You know, I don't know if I don't know if Australian Rules Football League is very wary of having other players from other countries come in and play. Maybe they'd like to see the sport get popular around the world, but as far as their league, maybe they want to keep it Australians. I don't really know. If you know, let me know.
Am I obsessed with it? Absolutely. I've come so far and I've encountered nothing but resistance.
How are the fellas doing? How was the training?
The guys here at Port Melbourne are excited about being a part of this, and they've extended an invitation for 2 of our guys to come out. We're going to bring out Tory Harkness and Carl Winston.
Hey Billy, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Just finished this workout.
Bit late in the night, we're finishing a session, 9:30, is it?
Yeah, it's 9:30. I got a late night session there.
You gotta grind to get what you want. Coach Paul Hudson's extended an invitation for you to come out and join Sandringham, mate.
I'm blessed, man.
Pack your bags, you'll be flying out on Friday night.
Yeah, man.
Earlier in this, at the very beginning, they showed a picture of a football player. I think it was that guy, number 3. He was a running back. It looked like for Washington State. So he's a good athlete. He's a great athlete, but there are a lot of skills involved in Aussie Rules football.
Congratulations.
You know, I stay 10 minutes from LAX, so while I'm out here thinking, all you see is planes, I say to myself, like, one of these days, I'm gonna be on one of them planes, and today is the day.
Well, we're headed to Temora in the state of New South Wales here in Australia. It's a town I think of about 3,000 people odd. I say I think because I'd never heard of Temora before my players landed here.
Maybe we should have looked somewhere up on the map. I'd have left them by themselves. I mean, they said it was the country, but man, it's like they got you on a deserted island and it ain't.
You know, obviously there's a lot of places in the U.S. that are country, you know, we're nothing around. But these guys, I think, are from L.A., so if you're from L.A., it's going to look like middle of nowhere.
Billy, Tory Harkness and Carl Winston ended up securing a contract out here with Temora to play country footy. The great thing about that was they would be playing full games every week as opposed to coming off the bench for 5 or 10 minutes a game.
What's country footy? Would that be like equivalent to a minor league, like a lesser league than the AFL main league, or is it more like a town versus town? I'm not sure what level country footy is.
at a higher level. For them, it was perfect.
We're a country football club. The town's about 5,000 people. We were pretty excited when they rang and said, yeah, they'd like to spend the whole season here, which really suits the boys to come and hone their skills. I think it's a great thing for our footy club. I think it's a great thing for the league.
When I got to Temora, it was just like, I just wanted to hug my guys, and that's what I did. Like, I just hugged them, and I was just like, so freaking proud of them. Just seeing them in Australia, it was just like something that you dream. Like, you wake up and like, did I just dream that? I mean, they were like, you know, the local imported American rock stars.
We're more than happy with these guys.
Welcome to the American Palace. We all come in here every night, watch some movies, just basically chill, and, you know, I guess you could say it's bonding time. This is the garage. This is where we ride around town. We got our bikes. This is the kitchen. You know, I come in here and get my chef on every now and then. Everybody cook their own food in here. This is the backyard. Get a couple oranges when you want some. You ain't gotta pay for oranges. That's a good thing. Keep everything clean here. That's how we like it.
What's the Australian jeans company? Is this like Juke?
Former Giants wide receiver. Okay, Ramses Barden. Haven't heard of him, but that's, you know, that's not surprising. There are a lot of players.
Boy or Levi? What do you guys got? Is it Lee? I feel like he's one of those spokesmodels for a 90s Arizona jeans. Yeah, that's my bike. It's not mine, but I'm riding it. Where's your helmet? Ugh.
I get contact from Miro essentially saying, this is the time. This is the time we've been waiting for. The coaches are interested, the teams are interested. We've got workouts lined up for you. Everything is hitting right now. You know, we wanted it to happen 6 months ago, but this is it.
Ramses Barden. Well, Ramses is our one and only NFL player. So when he turned up on our doorstep, I was very happy to say the least.
I'm seeing how big the sport is here and how it's on par with soccer. It's on par with rugby. You know, it's been an organized game in Australia for 130 to 150 years, which surpasses football. I'm not in the NFL. I'm not sure I want to play again, but I got time to go be a pioneer in Australia.
See, that guy, I mean, Ramses Barden, he has a good personality, like an outgoing personality. He'd probably be a good, like, popular based on personality, but I don't know if he could play the game, you know.
We had a great day planned to watch the Essendon St Kilda game. It didn't turn out as we anticipated. The team that was hosting Ramses lost by over 100 points, which doesn't happen very often. And it was their fourth loss in a row, and their coach was rumoured to be fired.
The dribble kick is good. This would be massive. It is massive. And the Saints continue to stretch their lead.
We flew into a bit of a shitstorm.
And the Saints rewrite the record books.
Finally, Ramses is getting a shot at an AFL tryout.
Do I want something to come out of it? Yeah.
There's a lot on the line in terms of just the future potential of this and identifying whether this is even feasible.
Is that like an open tryout? You know, I mean, if he played wide receiver in the NFL, even for a season or half a season, he's a good athlete. There's no question about that. He looks about 6'3". He's gonna be able to go after balls, catch balls like he did there. He's gonna have that part of the game down, but that's just seems like that's just one of many parts of the game. Because if he goes up and makes a great catch for, I think it's called the mark. That's in football. In football, that's it. That's a catch, tackled. Like that his part is over for that play. In this game, he goes up, makes a catch. He's got to decide whether to, I think, continue on or take the kick, which is a whole different thing, a whole different skill. And if he continues on, he's got to know the strategy, know where to go. It's continuous. It's not like in football, it's like play over, huddle, new play. This game is all continuous or far more continuous. So just being able to leap and have good hands and come down with the ball, that's nice, but it's not the whole game of Aussie
Ramses
Rules.
flew 21 hours for a tryout that lasted 10 minutes.
Today's been not what I would have ideally liked.
I think if they were really serious about me, they might have put me through some more intensive drills, some more one-on-one time. It might have took a little longer than 10 or 12 minutes.
The fact that we were able to execute this first step today with the club, the fact that we're, inside the walls is, I think, a huge development. It's a huge step in the right direction.
Maybe they never were taking this serious. That's not my responsibility to blame them for not taking it serious. I know it's been presented to me as if this was a guaranteed long.
If you're out there and you know this game really well, I'd like to ask a question. He had it looks like an open tryout. They gave him 10 minutes. And he probably made some spectacular catches, like they showed, or maybe just a couple, maybe. But there was another thing, a sequence earlier at that tryout where they were going, 2 lines going, and one of the other guys kicked the ball right to him, and then Ramses kicked the ball, and it just squirted off to the right, low. I mean, so that might be enough. Seeing that inability might be enough for the team people to say this guy's you can't teach a guy to kick at 25 years old or something. On the other hand, maybe they said, well, we don't want American or non-Australian players. I don't know, but my thought is just because he can go up and catch as well as probably most of those guys, there's a lot more to it.
For something brand new, creative, and profitable for all parties involved.
This is purely trial and error. Nothing's guaranteed. For me, that wasn't a disaster. I know Ramses was frustrated, but to me, that was a win.
There's a bunch of different moving pieces to this dream. I'm gonna call it a dream of Miro's to bring this sport from one part of the world to another. I think it's a great idea. It makes so much sense on paper, but there remains stuff to be proven on all ends.
Billy, Tori, and Carl, they've been my source of inspiration throughout this whole process.
With a season under our belt, we're going in there and we actually know the game.
We can play this game. I feel like there's nothing that I can't do if I want to do it. And I want to play AFL, so I'm going to play AFL.
Just seeing their determination, it just mirrors my passion. There's no stopping this. We can only grow, we can only get bigger and better and have more athletes and have more success for my existing guys. This is the ultimate opportunity. It's a dynamic, amazing professional sport in one of the best countries in the world, Australia.
'16. Okay, well, it's interesting. That was 2016. So it's been, almost 10 years. So I'd be very curious to know if anything came of it, if Miro has had success with this strategy. For all I know, there are, I don't know. For all I know, there are 20 former American football players playing in the AFL. On the other hand, there might be 0. There's just, to me, I mean, I don't know. The answer's out there, but I'll do my guess, my speculation, and that is, I think Miro's putting too much emphasis on, athleticism in terms of like maybe a sprint and a bench press or whatever. That's, there's a lot to the game, especially the kicking. I just don't know if the skills involved in this game, like the kicking, I don't know if they can be learned once you're 20 years old, 22 years old. Kicking on the run, kicking when you're being tackled, or kicking accurately or kicking like 30 yards, kicking you as a pass, to a person, 20 yards, 40 yards, 10 yards. That's just not something that I don't think you can, personally, I don't think you can learn that to a level that it needs to be to play in the AFL if you're already that age. And that's not even counting the whole different game. It's if one of those guys, if like you said, they're faster, if one of the football players runs a 4.4 40-yard dash, which is a traditional, football measurement, 40-yard dash, and 4.4 is considered good, really good. And if the American football player runs a 4.4 and the Australian Rules football player runs a 4.7, that's 0.3 of a second faster. But that 0.3 of a second faster is not enough to counter the fact that the American players won't really know where they're going. They won't know the strategy. They won't know automatically who to pass to, how the offense works, playing on an oval field versus a rectangular field, the continuous play, not having, football players, every single play is written down. They know exactly what they're supposed to do. A wide receiver knows his route every single play. There's no like making things up, in the moment like this game is. There's nothing. I mean, I'm sure Australian Rules football has plays and parameters and things, but a lot of it is dependent on like where the ball bounces or who gets the ball, and you got to kind of just know where to go from there, I think. And that's a sort of instinct that I don't think you can learn at 20. They said, the thing says he wants former NFL players to play Australian Rules football. I think he'd be better off, and it'd be more likely to succeed if he took future NFL players, and by that I mean like 10-year-olds, like these guys at 10, and teach them the game, teach them how to play the game, all the skills involved in the game. But at the point of 21, 22, 23, I mean, Mason Cox did it, but he was 6'11". I'm sure that was something different, being 6'11". You can do a fast 40, you can bench press, quite a bit for reps. But if you're on the field thinking, and you have to think like, how does this game work again? What do I do now? Am I close enough to try this or that? I mean, those are things that you learn when you're like a little kid. By the time you get there, they're automatic, you know, they're just part of you. Thinking is the worst thing you can do, you know, when you're playing. And I can't see how these guys would not have to think, because the games are just so different. The skills are different. Like I said, if, you know, this guy Miro should get him at 8 years old, 10 years old, because I don't think it will work. But that's my theory. That's my thought on it. For all I know, Miro is the genius, and it's dominated, then AFL is dominated by former NFLers by now. I don't really know. I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised. Because like every sport, it's got skills, unique skills. It's not just about, you know, who can run the fastest or these standardized tests of athleticism. There's a lot more to it, you know. Anyway, that's my thought. I hope you liked the video. It was a cool video. I mean, it's a cool concept and it's a cool idea. I just think it's flawed for the reasons I have mentioned. But I may be wrong. Let me know. Please let me know, actually, in the comments, because I would love to hear if anything came of this. So that's all for now. Talk to you later. Thanks.